Now, changing direction for a second, your typical investor owns one property, as we know from the ATO stats, and I assume a lot of the listeners or my listeners are in the same boat. Can you give us some advice on the best way for people to grow their portfolio, i.e. their net wealth?
Right. So I'd say the more you save, the more you have. If you're able to save money, that's step number one. You need to be able to earn money, save money, so that you can make that next investment.
Mm-hmm.
It's as simple as that.
All the best advice I've found is remarkably simple. It's not the sort of stuff that sells books or gets us, some nice little clickbait. Stefan Angelini says you've got to buy Bitcoin and you've got to leverage your mortgage, but that sort of stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm clicking on that. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Save money. That's what you're saying.
It's the old school Italian method. I went to my grandmother's the other day, and she sees coffee on sale, and she buys 30 tins of coffee. Why do you do that? She goes, I save $5 per tin. Okay.
The more you buy, the more you save.
Yeah. So it's the old school. Save more. You're able to put yourself in a position to buy the next place. If you want to really ramp your wealth up, you can always use other people's money to invest or combine your funds with other people. So when you've got a lot of people purchasing, it gives you more purchasing power. So if you've got 10 friends that all want to do the same thing and you've all got 50 grand each, all of a sudden you've got $500,000 to play with.
Yeah.
You need someone to manage those relationships. You need to make sure that everyone's in it for the same reason and doesn't need access to the cash. It's riskier, but that's a way to sort of fast track it. And I guess that's even what I do with my own developments is I have other people's money working alongside mine. But probably the best thing is just know yourself and know your strategy. So if you're an ambitious person and you want to get to that next level, you're probably trying to drive your income more and more and more. Therefore, you can take on riskier strategies. Mm-hmm. But if you are just someone that's just happy to cruise through, make an income, you care about your family, then take your time with your investment. Don't try and go in too far over your head. Don't try and debt up too much, because essentially what eventually might happen is you might have to sell an asset because you need access to the cash.
Yeah. And that's never a good thing, is to be forced to sell, because the timing might be wrong, the market might be terrible. But if you're in that position where you're backed into a corner, that's a really important thing to avoid, right? Having the cash buffer. And I think maybe the pandemic is going to have a lot of investors rethinking their cash buffer, right?
That's right. And I see so many people, and that's where it fails. When you don't have that cash buffer or that ability to write out a scenario, or you need access to cash. And this is some of the problems with property. If you need access to the money, you cannot sell a bathroom.
Yeah.
I wish you could. People build up share portfolios on the side, because you can sell a few $1,000s worth of shares if you have to. Not locking too much of a loss, but if you've got to sell a property, you've got to sell the whole thing.
Yes.
If you're selling in a depressed market, I'm sorry.
You're stuck.
Yeah, so that's just the way it is.